Hello and good afternoon, everyone. I'm meteorologist Hutch Johnson with a comprehensive update on stormy weather heading our way. Wind, ice, and snow will create dangerous travel in some areas. Warnings issued, advisories elsewhere. The full scope and Hutch's Hutch coming up in this version. Stick around. We'll have details on how much snow and the shift in the storm and when it will be worst in your area coming up right now. First, my friends at Robert Gibbons Sons are offering a furnace clean and check for only $129. Give them a call today and let them know that Hutch sent you, please. Now let's get over to a look at the watches and real quickly. Warning has been issued. Winter storm warning for the northern Red River Valley, northwesternmost Minnesota, northeast North Dakota, and the Brainerd Lakes area right through the I-35 corridor into portions of northern and western Wisconsin. The Blue Counties winter weather advisories. Tricky travel is indeed underway. Here is a look at what the worst of the conditions is going to be. We're going to start with the ice because in the early part of the day, we'll start seeing rain and we'll have three different types of ice as I duck off the camera view here for you so you can get a full view of what's behind my head. There's going to be a band of icing. We'll have rain, flat out rain that wets the roads. And when the north winds take hold, it will flash freeze as temperatures fall from the 30s down into the teens. Now, we will have areas of freezing rain along the storm as it works its way through. That's instant ice. It freezes on your car's windshield. It freezes on the roads. It freezes on your sidewalk. Be careful. Sleet. Those are transparent ice balls. They tick, 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 tick when they pounce off your window of your car. You'll know when you're getting sleet. Sometimes that mixes in with the rain, and sometimes the sleet is heavy enough to accumulate. And on Tuesday morning through Tuesday evening in the early hours, that's when this is all going to happen. Some of us will have a layer of ice covered by a layer of snow. A couple of things to keep in mind, no matter where you're going, if you're traveling across the entire region, there's going to be slippery spots for travelers. And terrible winds. We're going to tell you when the wind will be worse as well. But icing, that will be one of the major factors. As you can see here, we could have a tenth, maybe 2/10 of an inch. And when the winds rip and they start picking up in the afternoon and especially in the evening hours, we're going to see a threat for some areas to see some power fluctuations. So our power crews are definitely aware of the situation here, and we want you to be aware of it as well and be prepared. Now, another thing that you can do here, and not everybody's getting heavy snow. You're going to get over this storm in parts of the southern and central part of the Dakotas going, that wasn't so bad. Yeah, we got rain, but then the streets got a little slippery, and then it got windy. But not much snow. Jamestown, Cleveland, Medina, the Steele County area here all the way out to the west part of North Dakota. Heavier bands setting up. It does look like that shift we spoke about last night is occurring, shifting to the north and to the east just a little bit. So the heavier band looks heavier, 4 to 7 inches. What does this numbers mean? Why is it such a wide spread, Hutch? Because we'll get a narrow band of super heavy snow. So isolated places could see up to 10 inches of snow in this heavier band. And it comes with wind, which we'll detail here momentarily. But 4 to 7 inches. What I expect is exactly in the halfway point of that range. So that would be about 5.5 to 6 inches of snow for most areas in the pink that you see here. Now, there is a chance that some areas could see 7 or more inches of snow. So that's how to read these. In the blue areas, all of the blue areas, 1 to 2 inches is likely. 2 to 4 for some, and isolated places could see more than that. Notice this particular model says 5.5 for Fargo. That's not Hutch's forecast. Hutch's forecast is closer to about 3.5 to 4 inches for Fargo, but the bottom line is it's going to be in this range if you're in the blue. And also notice just how close Fargo is. Northern parts of Clay County could get walloped, while the southern part of Clay County gets a little less. But we do have a chance for some ice underneath that snow. I-94 corridor as you go down towards Fergus Falls, northern Otter Tail County, as you can see here, a little bit more in the track of the storm the way it looks right now. And as you go from War Road straight out to the North Dakota border, there's going to be some sleddable snow out there once this system is over and it's done snowing and it's done blowing, and it's gonna blow. Let's start with when. Now, the track and timing of the storm is this. By the midday hour, the wind will really start picking up out in the western Dakotas. Not here. The valley will have some south or southeast winds working their way through, maybe east as we go up to the northern part of the storm around an area of low pressure, causing this counterclockwise circulation. It's on the north and northwest wind side here. We're going to get some ripping winds. Glendive, Montana, Baker, Montana, Eka, Chickalacca, Montana, Buffalo, South Dakota through the Black Hills and McPherson, Ziebach counties, or Ziebach County as well, Sioux, Grant counties in the Bismarck area. Seeing the wind pick up midday is when it gets going out there. For us, you're going, where's this storm? It's noon. Hutch, what are you talking about? Check my watch. Here we go. Here it moves. Now we're going to talk about where it's at 6 o'clock. Your drop time home. Look at this. Anywhere along the Highway 200 corridor, Interstate 94 corridor, we're going to have winds shifting around and becoming northerly or northwesterly. If you are driving a high-profile vehicle, this is dangerous, particularly if you have an empty load, because we could be tipping over some vehicles here with wind gusts over 60 miles per hour. So keep that in mind. Things get terrible in the evening. So the strongest of the winds arrive as we go through the mid to late afternoon. In Fargo and Grand Forks, we're pushing 40 miles per hour. Our peak winds will come between 6 and 10 o'clock. And by the time we get to that late night hour, look where this shifts. On the back and base side of the low pressure system, still an easterly and southeasterly flow in parts of the Arrowhead of Minnesota and Warroad. And look at this. Wind gusts here. We have a better chance in Fargo at seeing ripping winds as well, but a little less snow. I can tell you some of this snow will be heavy, but there will be blowing and drifting of the snow. We have snow coming down as we go through the afternoon today. It's light and fluffy. It's going to get coated with rain and kind of cement that down as well. So it's going to bring some tricky concerns. That said, survival kit in your vehicle. Let's review that real quick. Don't end up like this person here. You want to have stuff in your car? Well, they're pretty prepared. Look, I see a bucket there and they're shoveling, so they must have a shovel. You know, you need these things in your car to get out of a sticky situation. And the temperatures behind the system are going to plummet with wind chills that'll be dangerous. So you want to have things to stay warm, flashlight, batteries. I like to have candles in my car that I can light should the engine die or you run out of fuel. If the engine dies or you run out of fuel, you'll have no heat. Blankets for everyone, candles to help burn. Make sure you crack the windows if you're burning the candles in there. We don't want that carbon monoxide to give you problems. But I do say, please make sure you have the essentials. First aid kit, your medications, and a charged cell phone to be sure you're ready to go. That's a quick update. Let's look at the hour-by-hour forecast now as we take a look at what we have with regards to the storm, and this will help you time out when it's coming to your area. Go. All right, as we start our day on Tuesday in the morning hours, look at all the rain. Warm air punching into the central Dakotas, and heavy rain at that from Regina, Estevan, and the oil patch. Now, as we go through, it starts mixing with some ice as we go to the morning drive. So watch for icy conditions, and by the time you're getting to work and school, the northern part of the valley getting snow and flat out heavy at times in narrow bands of heaviness. Here's the low pressure center in Williston working its way through. The midday hour, watch what changes. There'll be some chance for some snow showers here in Fargo and points north, I-94 from, say, Valley City, Tower City, right up in toward the international border counties. This will also sneak into westernmost Minnesota, rain on the far south side, and here where the warm air is still persistent. And remember, it will be icy, but the strongest of the winds have not got here yet. You see where these isobars are real close together? We talked about the winds ripping in the midday hour. That's when they get started, from the north and from the northwest. Here, we're going to have breezy conditions with a few areas with gusts over 30 miles per hour. And in snow, that's no fun to drive in. There's going to be zero visibility in the bands of moderate to heavy snow. Someone was saying, how can you call it heavy snow, Hutch? Well, it can be heavy snow, and that's defined not necessarily by how much is on your ground, but how fast it's snowing and what it does to your visibility. That's how we determine as meteorologists where it's heavy and where it's not. Now, where the dark blue is, we're going to have bigger flakes that limit visibility. They'll be coming down a little faster. And here we go. Let's get you into the drive time home. At 3 to 4 o'clock, still snowing heavy Brainerd Lakes area and Grand Forks on up into northwest Minnesota. Look at this. Snow changing to sleet and freezing rain. So we could start out as snow in Fargo and then have it that warmer punch of air coming in from the west, warming it up enough for sleet balls. Those are those little ice tick balls, and then rain. Then, is that going to melt some of our snowpack? Yes, if it happens that way, it will. It will compress it and melt it and turn it into a mush that will flash freeze on the backside. Here's where the gusts are really ripping at the 4 o'clock drive. Highway 2, Highway 200, we're going to have gusts upwards of 55 miles per hour and greater in isolated places. And we will have zero visibility and cold, causing the wet roads and slushy roads to freeze. By the evening drive between 6 and 11 o'clock at night, we'll get wraparound cold air. Extreme wind gusts will be the strongest between 6 and 10 in eastern North Dakota and central North Dakota, causing what snow has fallen to blow around. And then when it's all cold, any snow that falls will continue to blow as we go through the overnight hours. Gusty winds continue till midnight, a gradual decrease in wind speeds and snow showers as we head into your morning. Still very icy, still needing time to allow those roads to be healed by those that heal them, with the departments of transportation ripping it with the plows through our area roads. So be ready to change your plans. Do not travel if you do not need to, and keep it tuned to Hutch's Weather and hutchesweather.com. Winter storm warning, Grand Forks. It does include Polk County, so if you are in Fosston, Fertile, all the way through Crookston, all the way up into the Kennedy area, also out towards you folks in Cavalier, Pembina, and Valhalla. Devils Lake, you are in the warning, and then Fargo, Moorhead is not. I do want to caution you about a couple of things, and I'm going to go back. This is Hutch's hunch, and this is why you watch Hutch. With storms like this, it's going to be slippery and it's going to be deceiving. In town, Grand Forks, Fargo, it may not be as bad looking out your window because there's buildings and trees and obstacles and thingamajiggers to slow down the wind a little bit. And you leave thinking, oh, this is going to be okay. I think I got this. And you do. But then you're going to hit one of these wind blasts and things are going to get, well, dangerous. So if you don't like driving in snow, delay. We have a winter weather advisory in Fargo, in Gwinner, in Lisbon, and in the areas near, it's Jamestown, Valley City, Fargo, as well as Hawley, and into Fergus Falls, Detroit Lakes, and even Monoman. Winter weather advisories. The thing is this, it's going to be icy, and I'm going to zoom in on this map and take us right down into the home territory here. The wind and the snow in the evening hours will be extreme, and we could get what are called whiteout conditions, even in areas that don't get as much snow down to the south. So because of that, there could be some issues with flash freezing of wet, slushy, or sloppy roads, and then we could have the problems with those gusts causing vehicles to blow off the road. It's hard enough to drive on a slippery road without the wind, but you pack in gusts to 60 and there will be trailers and tractor trailers that get blown over and blown off the road. That's going to happen at 60 miles per hour. So stay tuned. I will keep you updated and I'll have an adjustment to the forecast. But as a review, here is what Hutch is expecting from this storm. Number one, ice. From about the morning hours all the way through the early evening, a narrow band of ice, 1 to 2/10 of an inch, are possible. It's going to lay the roads with wet water as well. That will freeze when the cold slap of north winds persist into the evening hours. A narrow band of very heavy snow. 4 inches doesn't seem like very heavy snow. No, it's not a foot. We rarely get a whole foot of snow with one event. But over the last couple of days, some of you have had a foot on the grounds, because I expect 4 to about 5.5, 6 inches of snow in the pink area, with isolated places picking up to 10 inches of snow. So a few of you will get 7 or more inches of snow. Most of you will get 4 to 6 inches of snow in the pink band. Brandon, all the way through all the way through Walhalla and down into western parts of Minnesota. 4 to 7. This includes northern parts of Becker County, northern Otter Tail, southern Becker, and northern parts of Cass County as well. A rapid decrease in snowfall amounts. Many in the blue area will see 1 inch to 2 inches. So you can count on 2 inches here as Hutch is feeling right now, and it could be as high as 2 to 4+ inches of snow in this band here. That does include Fargo Moorhead. We'll see a quick ramp down as we go down into southeast North Dakota. If you're in the Windmere area, if you're in Gwinner, a little bit lower impact on the snowfall, but watch out for slush that freezes and turns to ice. Heading to the Twin Cities, you're going to be riding right along the edge of this system. Highway 10 corridor, a little less fun to travel. Interstate 94 might be on the lower snowfall total of this storm fall system by the time we go through the day. So we've got ice, we've got snow, we've got wind out west at noon. That really gets wrapped up as we go into the hours here in eastern North Dakota between 6 and midnight. And a wind will continue to blow, but after midnight, I expect it to begin its decrease, and the strongest of the winds shifting south on the south side of the low pressure system into northern and central South Dakota. And also note this, if you're in the Sisseton area, you know Roberts County, you just get those winds that blow, and that's the way it go. I'm meteorologist Hutch Johnson. Thanks for watching. I will have updates today and throughout the event. Thank you. Have a wonderful day, and stay tuned.
This has been a Hutch's Weather Update with Chief Meteorologist Hutch Johnson. Follow us on Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thanks for watching Hutch's Weather.